be a bad idea.
Hey guys who are watching this video, this is 7-1. This is the second half of the notes. So we are down here at the bottom of the first page. We just got done simplifying rational expressions, so crossing out things, talking about things that were trapped and not trapped. What makes things trapped together?
Multiplication.
If they have
Addition,
subtraction is the only thing that glues stuff together. Multiplication, division, they can still cancel, right? But addition, subtraction glues things together. All right, down here at the bottom of this first page, this is an intro into the next section. We're going to solve this thing. I don't like the work that they write out over here. Let's just do this because I make it like not complicated. So 2/9 times 15/4. When you're reducing things, you just have to make sure that one of the numbers is in the numerator, one's in the denominator. So like I can reduce this top number and this bottom number if they are divisible by the same number, right? Or I could do like this number and this number. I could do diagonally and reduce that way, right? Okay, if those are divisible by the same number. You just have to make sure that like if this number and this number are divisible by the same number, you cannot reduce those, right? Because that's two tops. Right? So you have to have one top number, one bottom number, and then you can reduce. Okay, so when you're reducing this to start with, what numbers will you cancel out and what can be crossed out? What? 2 and 4? If I divide by 2, this becomes a 1 and this becomes a 2. Yeah? 9 and 15 becomes 3 and 5. Yeah? Okay, anything else that will reduce? All right, now that I'm done reducing, now what do I do? You multiply how? Across the top, so 1 times 5 is 5, and across the bottom is 6. So 5/6, that's the answer. Yeah? Do we all know how to do that? Yeah. You're just reducing things. We are going to do this same process in a similar manner, except you're going to have x's involved, and it's not terribly hard. Okay? If you can keep your work organized and everything, you'll be fine. All right, let's go over to division. There's one extra tricky thing for division. Listen to this.
Wait, what's
Ready?
those other two parts though?
What?
What are those other two parts in the multiplication?
What do you mean other two parts in the multiplication?
Oh, that tells us how to do it?
Yeah. They break it down and do all that good stuff. I don't do that. I just cross out. Okay? So these two right here, this is the problem that we're starting with, and we are dividing. Okay? Now, when you're dividing fractions, Josie just said it. Keep, flip, flip. That's something that I want you to remember. Keep, flip, flip. KFF, okay? Keep.
Wait, can I change it to keep, flip, change?
I don't care. Keep, flip, flip. Keep, flip, change. I don't care what you do, okay? So the part that you keep is the 3/5. He stays kept the same way. We stay 3/5. That's the keep part. So 3/5. The flip part is the division. What do we flip it to? What does he flipped become? Multiply. Division gets flipped to multiplication. Now, and then I flip this one. 6/35 becomes 35/6. And then we just do exactly the same thing as what we got in doing, okay? Try to reduce beforehand because it makes life easier. What are things that I can cross out?
5 and 35.
5 and 35 becomes 1 and 7. Okay, what else?
3 and 6.
3 and 6 is 1 and
3.
1 and 2.
1 and 2. Yep. Anything else I can reduce? Okay, now move multiply the top. 7 and 1 is 7. 2 and 1 is 2. So 7/2, and that's it, right? Okay.
Is this supposed
This
to be
is
mixed number or improper fraction?
we'll just leave it as an improper fraction. Good question. Okay. Now, when we actually do this for real, we'll have x's and stuff involved, and so you'll just keep it the way that it is. Okay. All right. So let's go down and do some stuff down here. Let's go to example 4, part A. We're skipping all the way through. Example 4, part A. Go to the back side. Part A. Okay. The very, very first thing that I want you to identify is whether these things are trapped or not trapped. What about part A? Not trapped, he says, because pluses and minuses are not there. This is a multiplication, so he is not trapped. I put NT. So anything that you cancel out can just cancel, right? We don't have to have any groups or any chunks or anything like that. Now, if you get crazy with canceling, a lot of times it ends up causing you problems because I have seen some of your atrocious handwriting and it sucks. I'm sorry, but don't try to cancel a whole bunch of stuff out at once. Here's what I want you to do. The only thing that we're going to worry about canceling is the numbers. For right now, we're going to look at these 4 numbers and we're going to ignore the letters. We're going to just do those numbers and we're going to cancel just like we just got done doing. So just looking at the numbers, What do you have?
1 and 3.
1 and 3. He did the 5 and the 15. That becomes 1 and 3. What else?
And then,
3 and 4.
6 and 8 becomes 3 and 4. Okay, can I cancel these 3s right here?
no.
There's 2 on the top. I can't do that. I have to do 1 top, 1
But
bottom.
you have to cancel
So
out
that
the
doesn't work.
D's.
What?
9,
No,
4.
just wait. We're not going to do that yet. So, at this point, Josie's like, I can cancel like a D or something out of the top and the bottom, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just do like a rewrite step where I just clean house and I like get rid of all the junk, right? Okay, so number on top, 3 times 3 is going to be 9. Okay, now let's put stuff together on the top. I have C's and D's. How many C's will I have?
1 squared.
I have C squared, right? There's 1 here and 1 here. If I put them together, that's C squared. D squared is what I'll also have. On the bottom, the number 1 times 4
4.
is 4. And then I have what?
D.
DA. I write it as AD. It doesn't matter. If you write DA, that's fine. Okay, now, things that I can combine yet.
D's.
Yeah, I can combine the D's, right? But at this point, I have all of the junk gone. Because if I already have a mess right here. So to prevent me from getting like everything even more disgusting, I do this rewrite step where I just sweep everything else away and I get it nice and cleaned up. Okay, so this is my cleanup step, all right? Now I'm gonna finally combine the D's right here. So on the top, I have 9C squared, okay? D, I have 2 D's on top, 1 D on bottom. What's left?
1 D on top.
1 D on top, and then I have on the bottom 4A. Anything else?
No.
That's all, okay? So do a cleanup step if you need to. Like, I would really encourage it because I've seen your guys' handwriting and it's awful.
Hey, mine's not terrible.
So, no, yours is really bad. This is something, like, I'm saying this to Isaac Mackin. Isaac
Have you seen
Mackin,
Reese's?
this is
Have
your...
you seen Reese's?
Yeah, my handwriting's
I
pretty
mean,
bad. also.
Not lately, no.
Wait,
So,
you're right.
this is geared toward Isaac Mackin right here.
When you're
Do your
writing,
cleanup
like,
step.
when
Okay,
you're writing,
B. I'm
like,
not
your notes,
entertaining
my handwriting.
your silly questions. All right, here we go. This is division. We have to keep flip. So I'm going to switch that to multiply. So let's just rewrite everything. 18 xy to the third. Do not be scared to rewrite things. Like, it doesn't save you any extra time if you're spending time trying to figure out what you wrote, right? So just do a good job. Write it nice and clear. Do a good job to begin with, and then you'll see it'll save you time in the end. All right? We got all this stuff. This is a mess. This is a mess right here. Okay? The only thing that I'm going to worry about reducing is the numbers right now, right? And then I'm going to clean house, get a nice clean slate, and then start reducing my letters, okay? Start reducing my variables. So let's just worry about the 18 and the 7 and the 35 and the 12. Just worry about those 4 numbers. What do we got?
6 and 4.
6 and 4. I don't know what you're reducing.
Oh, sorry. 18 and 12 go to 6 and 4.
Let's do more than that.
3 and 2.
If you divide by 6, 18 divided by 6 is 3.
3 and 4.
12 divided by 6 is 2. So 6 and 4, then you could reduce those by 2, Josie. So make sure you try to pick the biggest thing that goes into them. Yep, that's fine. That's fine. So you would have eventually gotten there, but you'd have to reduce twice. 7 and 35, will that cross out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
7.
1 and
5.
5. Anything else that will cancel number-wise? Okay, we're going to clean house. Here we go. The number that goes on the top, 3 and 5 combined to make 15. Okay, let's A's and B's and X and Y's, and what do we got on the top? XY cubed A squared B. We're just going to rewrite everything. Just do all your rewrite stuff.
A squared over A squared. Does it just
Yep. On the bottom, number, what's the number that I have? 1 times 2. 2. Okay, now, I would really encourage you to try to put the stuff over top of each other that goes over, like, I'm not going to write A squared, B squared next. I'm going to put the X squared, Y next. Can I do that? And then do A squared, B squared after that? Does that make sense? So I have the A's on top of the A's, the B's on top of the B's, the X's on top of the X's, Y's on top of Y's, etc. Right?
Yeah.
That's my cleaning house, okay? Everything's nice and clean now, and now I can go back and finish it. So 15 and 2 should be completely reduced. So I just got 15 and 2, and now let's do some X's. Ready? I have 2 X's on bottom, 1 on top.
1 on bottom?
I'll have 1 on bottom. Okay, Y's, I have 3 on top, 1 on bottom, 2 on top. A's, entirely crossed out because I had 2 and 2. B's, I have 1 on top, 2 on bottom, so 1 on bottom. Is there anything else I can do? No, that's all. Okay, good? All right, so don't try to cancel everything at once. Do a rewrite step where you just clean house and get rid of all the junk. Okay?
We had the most annoying pencil sharpener.
That's her third one within the last like a year.
What? I know, it's really bad.
And they all do
Wait,
that.
what was the answer? Can you get a
Right here. 15y squared over 2xb. I know. I have one at home. I should bring it. Or I should just buy one.
Just buy like a few of them.
I know.
Like a thing of like,
Yeah.
use them, put it back.
All right, good? Let's go down to A on example 5. These are different than the A and B that we just got into doing because these are trapped. These are simple trinomials, a lot of them, right? Okay, so yesterday we talked about things that are trapped. So when they are trapped, there are strategies that we have to do, and they involve breaking them down, and we can break them down when they are simple trinomials. We can break them down when they are difference of squares. We can break them down when they have a greatest common factor that we can pull out. And those are going to be the main ones. Those are going to get you through. I will not do any complex trinomials to you on this homework assignment or anything like that. So those 3 strategies should get you through what you need, okay? All right, so all we're doing in part A is breaking stuff down and crossing stuff off, okay? I know, or you should know, that we can't cancel this x squared with that x squared, right? How's come? They're trapped with pluses and minuses. That bonds things together and you cannot break them apart. So we just look at each chunk, and I have this top chunk right here. So that's a trinomial, and I say to myself, what can I multiply to get 16, but when I add them, give me negative 6. Multiply to get negative 16, add to get negative 6. What you got?
Wait, you can't multiply.
Multiply to get negative 16, add to get negative 6.
Negative 8 and 2.
Negative 8 and positive 2. Let's try it. Negative 8 times 2 is negative 16. Negative 8 plus 2 is negative 6. You betcha. Okay? He's done. All right? Now let's go to the bottom. This guy right here is also a simple trinomial. So I want to multiply and add. Multiply to get 64. Add to get 16.
Negative 8.
Just curious.
Negative 8, negative 8.
Negative 8, negative 8. X minus 8, X minus 8. Now don't cancel them yet, because it's very satisfying to do it all at the end where you just go shoom, 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 and cancel it all. It's exciting. Okay? What?
So, on the other side, you have x squared. Shouldn't it be either negative 5 or negative 6? Because you can't have, because negative 6 times negative 1 is negative.
Right. So Josie's breaking this one down for us. Okay? She's saying multiply to get 6, add to get 5. Now, 6-5 combinations are hard because you could have 6 and 1, or you could have 2 and 3. So if that was a negative 5, I would definitely go like 6-1 combination, whatever. But since it's a positive 5, I want
3 and 2.
positive 2, positive 3, or positive 3, positive 2, however you want to write it, like that. Okay? So when you have a 6-5 combination, be careful. It's either a 2-3 or a 5-1. It could be a 5-1. Okay? And then the top one, x minus 8, has nothing that he can do. If you want to, you can put him in parentheses so he looks like everybody else. You know, maybe he wants parentheses around him. I don't know. So now we can shoom, 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 cancel things, right? So this is very satisfying. I'm going to cancel. Cancel. What else cancels?
X minus 8 and X minus 8 as well.
Okay, x minus 8, that'll work. What else?
X plus 2.
X plus 2. And at this point, all I do is say what's left on the top, what's left on the bottom, and then we say we're done, right? What's left on the top?
Nothing.
Okay.
1, 0, 1.
So if there's nothing on the top, we have to put a 1. Okay? My 6th period class said x plus 3 is all that's left, so x plus 3 is my answer. That is
No.
not quite right, because
If the
x plus
1 is
3
on
is
the
in the bottom.
Then
Right?
it's okay.
If the 1 was on the bottom, that would be a different story, but x plus 3 is on the bottom, so we have to do 1 over x plus 3. Not just x plus 3, 1 over x plus 3. There's a difference. X can't be what? Negative 3. We don't want x to be negative 3, because if it is, we end up dividing by 0, and we can't have that, right? Okay? All right, part B. Here we go. We're still breaking stuff down because all this stuff is trapped again. Put a T next to it if you need the reminder. All of it is trapped. You cannot cancel, right? Now, we are dividing, so we're going to have to keep flip eventually. So, Keep that in the back of your mind. These guys are going to have to switch places with each other, all right? We're going to multiply. So let's just break them down bit by bit. X squared minus 16. Riley says is a difference of squares. Yeah? Okay? So the square root of x squared, we have two little pieces. The square root of x squared is x. So x goes here and here. What's the square root of 16? 4. 4 goes here, 4 goes here. One of them is plus, one of them is minus. Whichever one goes first, I don't care. Okay? Now let's do right below that one. What is this thing? Oh, no. This one is not a difference of squares. It's not a simple trinomial. Greatest common factor. Okay, Michael said you can pull 12 out, right? Okay, 12 out, and left over will be y plus 3. This is a very tricky problem, and I don't like this because they have x's and y's going on. How many of you guys switched and made it an x? It's because I do it all the time. If they have x's and y's going on like these at the same time, confusing. All right, now I'm going to do this one, this bottom one first, because that actually goes on the top, right? Because we're flipping, right? So this is a simple trinomial. We want to multiply to get 18, but when I add them, give me negative 3.
Negative 6 and 3.
So negative 6, positive 3, and we're doing y's, not x's. Y minus 6, y plus 3. Will that do it? I think so. I think so. Okay. All right, the second one, which is the top, but it's going to the bottom. We're going to try to multiply to get 32, but when I add them, give me 12. Multiply to get 32, add to get 12. If you have no idea, because there's some on the homework assignment, like I think there's one of them that's like 84, and it's like, holy cow, what do you do?
Negative 16 and 2.
So 32 is 1 and 32, 2 and 16, 3 doesn't go into 32, 4 and
Negative 4.
8. 4 and 8 I think is the last combination. I want to get 12. Negative 4, negative 8. So x minus 4. If you need to, write out a chart. That will give you those. Okay, now this is the best part. This is my favorite part. Cross, 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 right? Okay, keep all your stuff really organized. Let's cross some x minus 4s out. And let's cross some y plus 3s out. And what else?
Nothing.
That's it. So how do you write your answer?
X plus 4, 12.
X plus 4, parentheses,
Oh.
y minus 6. You do not have to FOIL them back out and get an answer. You can just leave them as the bubbles. What's on the bottom?
12 x minus 8.
12, parentheses, x minus 8. You betcha. That's it? Done?
Yep.
Yeah, done. What can x not be?
0.
On the bottom.
Oh,
8.
But x can't be positive 8 because that would give me 0 on the bottom. It's like setting the bottom equal to 0, right?
I thought you were asking like what the bottom.
Yeah. Bottom can't be 0. Okay, happy with that? This is not too terribly bad. Just keep your I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to have nice clean handwriting, otherwise you get lost all over the place and it's a mess.
Well, it's kind of fun to
It's a
fix
mess.
handwriting.
I know. Okay, if you are maxed out, if you are at your level and this is really confusing and you're like, I'm done, you can start working. If you're not, listen to this. This is the bonus part, okay? So these are something called complex fractions.
I'm back.
And you have that's fine. You do you. Whatever you need to do. If you are max out, go for it, okay? So these are all complex fractions. There's like lots of bars going on here, right? Like bar and a bar and a bar and a bar and all that good stuff, okay? So we're going to simplify some of this. This stuff is the bonus part on your homework assignment. So here's the deal. We have a fraction here. Do you see this fraction?
Do you want to solve that?
Okay? And what's this bar doing?
Divided.
That's a fancy way of saying divided by. And then we have another fraction. So we just have a fraction divided by a fraction. And what do we do when we have a fraction divided by a fraction?
Flip the other one
Keep
over.
flip.
Yeah, we keep flip. So a plus b over 4 divided by becomes multiply. And we flip that one to become 4 over a squared plus b squared. Because we're flipping, right? And then what happens?
Then you just multiply them. You just did what you
Crisscross.
were supposed to do.
Nope. We're still multiplying straight across, but what can happen?
We're gonna cancel out.
The 4 and the 4 can cancel, right? Those are numbers. Can you cancel this A with one of these and this B with one of these?
No.
Can you do that? Why not? They're trapped by the pluses and minuses. Okay? And so, what's my answer?
A plus b over a squared plus
That's it. You right? This is not terribly hard, right? Okay?
We
Now
said
this
that x
next
can't
one-
be- we say that x can't be negative a squared.
Nah. I wouldn't worry about this. because you have multiple variables. So I wouldn't worry about what A can and can't be in this one. Okay. B. Here we go. We've got our top fraction, which is this guy. This is our division symbol, divided by, and the bottom fraction. So let's write them out. We're going to keep flip. So my keep part, x squared over x squared minus y squared. This is the hardest one on the whole page. If you thought the last one was easy, this one's harder. We're going to multiply. I'm going to do a dot. And don't forget to flip your other one. Okay? Now, this one's hard for like 3 different reasons. First and foremost, we have things that are both trapped and not trapped in this, right? What parts are not trapped?
X squared and the 4x.
The x squared and the 4x. Can we reduce those?
No.
X.
You can take an x out, right? So I can cross, let's do this. I can cross this x with one of these, right? What?
I said not to do variables.
Oh yeah, if you need to rewrite, you can rewrite. I'm going to go ahead and do the variables right now. Just because there's only one of them that's not trapped. So if you need to rewrite, go ahead and rewrite, but I'm just going to go ahead and do this one variable. That's fine. Yes, I know, I did say that. Okay? Now, these other ones, these two, like this one here and this one here is trapped.
I know.
Okay, I know. I heard the,
we just
which means
make
you
it
figured it out. Okay,
X
so
minus Y?
let's take a look at this one. Hold on, what is that down here at the bottom? What is that thing called?
Oh, y negative. Y negative.
No. What's that thing down there at the bottom called?
Oh,
Here's the difference of squares. So if I break him down into 2 pieces, what's the square root of x squared? X. What's the square root of y squared?
Y.
Y. So I have x
X minus
plus y, x minus y. Okay, now, do those cancel with this guy up here? Y minus x.
No.
Yeah, one of them does.
No. Y minus x is not the same thing as x minus y. But
Y negative.
you can take a negative 1 out, right? If we take a negative 1 out, it switched the signs of all of those, right? So that y becomes negative y. The x becomes plus x, right? If we take a negative 1 out, shh, you're like squirrel, child. Okay, focus. Come on. If you're not with me, you're on your homework assignment. Focus. Okay, now if I take a negative 1 out and I have this left over, does that cancel with one of these guys?
No.
Yes, which one? Negative x plus y, is that not the same thing as x minus y? Right? It's just rearranged. Okay, now here comes the moment of truth. What is left on the top?
X.
You have an x and what else? Negative 1, right? X and negative 1. What's negative 1 and x come together? Negative x, right? Or negative 1x if you need the 1 there. Okay, what's left on the bottom? X plus y and 4. Where do I put the 4?
Before that.
Yeah, I usually write it like that. Okay. Now, can you cancel this x with this one?
No.
Why not?
Trapped the plus.
The top one's not trapped,
I have a question.
but the bottom one is. So he's done. Woo, that was tough. There was a lot of things going on in that one. The negative, the difference of squares, the trapped and untrapped. Man, oh man. All right. So for homework, do the rest of them. It was 17 and 18. Those are the bonus ones. Try those. If you followed along till the end, try those. I bet you can do it. I bet you can. Okay. All right. Do we have any, like 6th period, we did number 9 together. Do you want to do number 9 together or you want to try it on your own? Should we do 9? 9 is the one that has parentheses.
Can we do 10?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do 9. Let's do 9 real quick. Hold on. Just wait. Let's do 9. Let's do 9. Because it has parentheses, I want to worry about those parentheses first. So how can you get rid of them? Like the 5 comes through, right? So this is now 10, G5, F5, right? Now, do you take 10 to the 5th power also?
No. It's not in the first.
If they meant for that to happen, it would look like this instead, right? Okay, but you're not taking the 10 to the 5th power. So no, let's not do that. Okay, now, let's only worry about numbers. Okay, only worry about numbers. So 40, 10, 5, and 8. What do you want to reduce? 10 and 5, sure. That becomes 2 and 1. Okay, next.
The 40 and the 8.
40 and the 8.
5.
If you reduce by 8, that will be 5 and 1, right? Okay, are my numbers completely done?
Yes.
Okay, so on the top, I have 5 and 2, which makes 10. On the bottom, I have 1 and 1, which makes 1. Okay, now let's put stuff together. How many G's do I have on the top?
9.
9. Do you see that? 4 here and 5 here. How many F's do I have on the top? 5. Okay. On the bottom, how many G's do you have? 5. How many F's do you have? 3. Okay, now that was my house cleaning step, right? I'm getting rid of all the junk. Now I'm going to simplify. So my numbers are done. I still have 10 and 1, right? But G's, I have 9 on top, 5 on bottom.
4 on top now.
4 on top. F's, I have 5 on top, 3 on bottom. 2 on top. Okay, look at my answer. Do I need that 1 on the bottom if it's the only thing there?
No.
If you have a 1 on the top, do you need the 1 on the top?
Yeah.
If 1 is the only thing left on the top, you need it on the top. But if 1 is the only thing left on the bottom, you don't need them on the bottom. So you can just write it like this. Okay? Happy with that?
Where'd you
Okay.
get the last answer? Did you get X and then 4 times X plus Y? On the last
Negative X on the top.
Okay.
Yes, because there's a negative 1 there. Okay? Happy with that? I'm going to stop the video. Goodbye, people watching this video.